Good evening, my wonderful people. How are you doing? You are welcome. Welcome to another edition of Discovery Time. Yes, we are still in the month of September and we are dealing this whole month with the subject fruitfulness. Welcome, all of you. Please, as you come, help us to do what we do best. Help us, to call in the Calvary. Help us to tag. Help us to spread the word. Help us, please. Let's do what we do best. How are you all doing? I hope and trust wonderful by the grace of God. And if you are in, let me also know you are in. Say hi. Let me just know who is watching. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this community. It is going to be awesome this evening, um, because fruitfulness, is just an awesome topic. I mean, we've been dealing with different topics on Discovery Time, and I must admit that um, I'm learning also every day, every time with each topic. I'm learning. And if I should look so far, it's just like, every topic, each topic is just building us up, is building us up to, do what our maker wants us to do, getting us back to the core, the essence of what it's all about. That is what Discovery Time is, getting us back to the essence. Not that we are going to, start with new theology or um, new philosophy or new um, theory. It's not like that. It's just getting us back to the essence of things, getting us back to the basics at the end of it all, because that is what matters, you know, that we get back and get in tune with who we are destined to be so that we can live a fulfilled life. We can live a purposeful life as well. So if you are in, please help me. Let's do what we do best, help to spread the word, and please call in the Calvary, because this evening is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, even if I say so myself. Because during the preparation, I was just like, wow, okay. Sometimes we think we know things, until you start discovering uh, new things of doing the same thing. New ways of doing the same thing, new knowledge, new interpretations, new ideas to help us to grow. I have this um, slogan, and it is what it is. Some people say, well, that's it, that's life. It is what it is. And I added, and it is what it can be. Because the fact that something is does not mean it has to remain like that. It is what it can be also by what our choices. We have been given the gift of the will to decide, to make choices. And so what is can always be different by the choices that we make, by the choices that you will make. So don't allow it is what it is to deceive you and remain where you are, because you can also do something about it. You can let it become what it can be through the choices that you make. Right? So it is what it is, and it is what it can be. Be blessed, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good evening, patience, my star giver. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate. God bless you. How are you doing, my dear? And how is the family? You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you, dear. Help us do what we do best. I'm just going to try to see if I can put some chill music to give us getting in the flow. Let me see. If you hear some music coming, it's just me trying to um, try out something. Do you hear anything? Do you hear anything? Ah, yeah. Okay, now I'm hearing it. All right, let's just try things out and see. Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine also. Thank you so much. I'm fine by His grace. All right, thank you. Please, all welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, welcome to another edition of Discovery Time. Join me. Join me as we dive deeper into our topic. I trust we are all fine by the grace of God. Last week, we dealt with the nurturing. The nurturing, we started with the planting of fruitfulness. You cannot be fruitful without planting, right? And we went deeper last week to say, well, when you plant, you also need to nurture. You also need to take care of it. You need to feed it. And in the feeding, you need to be careful how you feed it, because you need to feed it according to the nature of whatever seed you have planted. Let's not forget, we have the natural seed that we plant, but we ourselves, we are seeds. And so we also need to be careful what we feed on, both spiritually and physically. What we feed on, we need to be careful. The kind of um, when we talk about feeding, it's not only food, the physical food that we eat. You feed your eyes. Your eyes, your senses are the gateways to you, to your soul, to your body. So you feed. When you're watching, you are feeding your eyes, but as you are feeding your eyes, you're allowing things also to enter, because you're feeding your ears as well. And whatever enters, goes straight to where? To your soul. So you need to be careful what you feed on, both physically and spiritually, so that you don't miss it, so that you don't produce the wrong fruits. Because it is what you produce that at the end of the day, I mean, it is what you plant, what you sow, that at the end of the day will produce for you. And that is what you are going to reap. So today we are going to talk about the harvest. But I'm recapping of what we've done so far, so that we don't confuse some things, because maybe someone might be thinking, oh, she's just talking about plants and trees and so forth. No, I'm using them actually as metaphor for us, using them as examples, because those principles, the principles built in them, are the same principles that we operate on. Sowing and harvest is the same principle. And so you have to be careful the kind of seed. You also have to be careful what you feed on, how you nurture it, everything. Um, you need to be careful with it all. And also, you also, um, like I said, have to be extra careful with the, you know, um, the non-physical food also that you consume as seed yourself, as a seed bearer yourself. You need to be very careful with that. Now, that also includes being careful with the kind of association that you involve yourself in, the kind of friends, the kind of influence. that you allow over your lives. You need to be very careful with them because they feed you, they influence you one way or the other. They have the way of shaping you. So you also need to be careful with all of them because they will have effect on the harvest. All that will have effect on eventually what is going to be harvested. So be very, very careful and take time to analyze your situation, know yourself very well so that you know what kind of food is good for you. Because whatever is not good for you, your body will react. The same thing, whatever is not good for a plant, the plant will react. There will be a reaction that you realize, okay, too much water is not good. Too much sunshine is not good. Too much of everything or whatsoever is not good for that plant. So you need to be very careful and be alert so that you can identify those things that are not good for the plant, for you as a plant, for you as a seed, so that you also know what to avoid by the grace of God. Good evening, Tessie. You are welcome, my dear. How are you doing? You are so welcome. Please help us do what we do best. Thank you so much. Be blessed. So we also talked last week about time. I am doing fine, Tessie. Thank you so much. No, I've been recapping. I've been recapping so far from what we did last week, and the previous week for those that missed it. And now we are going to actually dive into the topic of today, which is um, the harvest. I'm sorry, my earring is a bit in the way. Yeah, which is the harvest. So last week we also talked about time. That time is very important. That um, you need to be aware of the right time for which seed, when to sow. It's not every seed you sow anytime, and it's not any time you do any and anyhow thing. So we really need to be aware of them. So today we are going to dive into the harvest, and throughout all this, one thing that I believe is crucial when it comes to the harvest. There are two. Anyway, I hope I can be able to talk about both of them. But one thing that for me is like the the how should I put it? The major value, the major value is discipline. Discipline. From the planting to the harvest. If you are not disciplined, you can't go through all those phases. You can't go through all those stages, because to bring out a vision, to bring out a dream, to bring out that idea as a seed and to run with it, you need to be disciplined. You need to be focused. That's what discipline does. Discipline gives you what? Focus. When you are focused, you are not easily distracted. And so your eye is set on the goal. You know what you are going for. You move with a certain, you have something in mind, so nothing will just easily distract you. Like a student going to, starting studies. When you know what you are going for, why you are doing the study that you are doing, you are not easily distracted. Friends will come, whatever storms that will arise, you will still scale through, because you have that goal in mind and because you are disciplined enough to see it through. Discipline gives you commitment. You get committed to that goal. You get committed to that which you are doing. You get so committed to it that you really want to see it come through, no matter the circumstances. Challenges are always going to be there. Challenges are always going to be there. So if you're not disciplined, you meet one small challenge, you'll say, oh no, I'm sorry, uh this one is not for me. You'll give up. You will give up, because one thing about dreams, and dreams are seeds. Dreams are, visions are seeds. One thing about them is that, when you have them, when you share it with maybe one or two people, they might declare you crazy sometimes. Why? Because maybe what you are dreaming about, it has not yet been, it has not yet been done. And because people have not seen it, or they are not seeing it the way that you are explaining it, they'll be like, come on, what are you thinking about? But that is what made all the great people that we are mentioning their names today great. They were disciplined to see their dreams come through. They were disciplined to see their dreams come true. They were committed. They were focused to their vision. They did not allow anything to distract them. Though the time that they were living in seemed like it's not going to appreciate what they are dreaming about. Let's say, for example, the first vacuum cleaner maker. I mean, I think in his time, as he made it, people will be like, okay, and so. But when gradually people started seeing the benefits, they were like, oh, okay, this is good. This is really good. This is really good. And they went for it. Good evening, Folashade. You are welcome, my dear. How are you doing? I am doing fine. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. So anything that you want to do, anything that you have the dream or vision for, at that moment, it might seem to the hearers nonsense. Excuse me to use that word. Like, what are you talking about? Why? Because they have not seen it. They have not seen it. And because they have not seen it, they can't picture it the way that you are describing it. And they will discourage you. They will discourage you. So if you are not disciplined, if you are not committed to that to that vision that you have, you will lose it big time. Folashada, I'm fine. My family, we are all fine by His grace. Thank you so much. Good evening, Easy Best. It's been a while. Nice to see you. How are you and the family? Thank you for tuning in. Be blessed. So we are still on the topic of fruitfulness, and we are dealing with good evening, Abubakar. You are welcome. We are dealing with the first thing that you need to have, the first value that you need to have through all the stages. Remember, we dealt with the planting, that you cannot be fruitful without planting. But before you plant, you must have the idea, you must have the seed, you must have the vision, you must know what you are going to plant, right? And then you take care of it. And through all the stages, the planting, the nurturing, which is the feeding, and taking care of it. If you don't, whatever you don't take care of cannot bless you. That's just the honest truth. So if you have something, if you have the dream, you have the vision, you have an idea, and you don't take care of it, you don't put in the effort needed, and all this, you need discipline. It will not bless you if you don't put in the necessary work that you need to put in. And discipline is the number one key. And under discipline, we have different keys that falls under it. So I've mentioned focus, I've mentioned commitment. Now, for you to be all that, you need what? Determination. You need to be determined that come rain, come what, no matter the season, no matter what, as long as it is the right season for you to do that which you need to do, you are going to be what you are going to do it. You are determined to do it, to get to your goal, no matter what. You need to be determined, and then you can scale through. Because, like I said, there is nothing you are going to do that you will not meet challenges. I mean, it will meet challenges. It will meet people declaring you crazy for the idea that you have. It will meet discouragers. But you must be determined that you are going to see it through. As long as you know, you have the conviction that you have that this is what you have to do, you need to be determined to see it through. Because no matter what, the storm will rise, they will arise, whether it is by discouragers, whether it is from finance issue side, whether it is because it's just tough time and difficult time. The challenges are going to be there and the storms are going to rise. But when you are determined, you will know what to do. You will remain focused and you will scale what you will scale through. So discipline. Another thing that falls under discipline is, you take your time to prepare. You take your time to prepare. When we were talking about the planting, preparation was also there. Preparation was also there. If you don't prepare your ways, if you don't prepare yourself, if you don't plan your ways, you are going to miss it big time. Now, there is a saying that, we plan. By the end of the day, it is God that has its way. Now, one thing that I have come to understand is you must align your will, first of all, with the will of God, so that you know what His plan is for you, and then you plan accordingly. Now, when you plan accordingly, He now do what? Will respect, and He now will see to it, like, He will make sure that your plan come through. Why? Because it's already aligned with His. And so He will favor you. He will what? Make you, give you the grace. Not that it's going to be easy. Not that everything is going to fall in place. No. The challenges, like I said, they're always going to be there. But He is going to help you to scale through. No matter what. He's going to help you to scale through. Good evening, Lydia. You are welcome. How are you doing? No problem. I hope network allows you to stay and to listen to the rest. You are welcome. God bless you. So if you align yourself, you align your plan, you align your will with His will in the first place, then you plan. Because without planning, I'm sorry, but that is why He gave us the will. He gave us the will not to do whatever we want. But when we know His will for us, we now plan, and He leads the way, and will make sure that you will not miss the way, but you have to do something. You cannot just sit idle and say, well, God has promised me this. Well, I have a vision of being great. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the work, and you need to prepare. For that greatness to come, you need to prepare. Discipline yourself in the areas that you need to discipline yourself, so that you'll be prepared enough to be there that He needs you to be. Like, when we talk about the harvest, all this falls under the harvest. Now, if you don't prepare for the harvest, you can't harvest. Some people think, oh, but I've planted. I have I've seen, everything is there because I've planted. If you don't prepare yourself for the harvest, I'm very sorry to say you are not going to harvest, or you not harvest that much, because the planting is one, the nurturing is two, and then you need to prepare yourself for the harvest. Good evening, Imo Joseph. You are welcome. How are you doing? Thank you so much once again. I really appreciate what you did for me. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. So you need to prepare. You need to prepare. You need to prepare for it. I think I don't know if it was last week that I said it. You receive what you prepare yourself for. What you prepare yourself to receive is what you will get. So prepare yourself very well. In that preparation, when it's time for harvest, before the actual plucking of the fruits, please, have you contacted 1 or 2 or 3 people to know where to market your fruits? Have you go through the market to see which area needs or is in demand of your fruits? The planting is one, the nurturing is two, but before you can harvest, you need to prepare. You need to prepare. Where are you going to sell? Where is your product more needed? It's not everywhere. And it's not to anyone you can sell. We are not sent to everyone. You are not sent to everyone. So who are you sent to? Prepare yourself. That is the preparation that you need to do for the harvest, for the actual plucking, for the actual receiving. Where is your market? See, I'm using these things to teach us basic things, really, to teach us that there is nothing, the principle that we use in marketing is the same thing. It's the same thing that you have to do. Those principles did not come out of nothing. They did not come just like that. You need to put in those ethos. You need to put in those ethics so that you can really harvest. And harvest what? Plentiful. Now, if you lay down the groundwork, where is my market? It is not in 1, 2, 3 that you are going to find it. So you need to take time, and first trial might not work. You'll be like, okay, maybe here, this is not really for me. Maybe it is, it just needs time. But those are the things that you now look at. You first have to make the contact. Identify who are my target group. What am I selling and where can I sell it best? My seed is to benefit who? And so when you identify, it is easier for you when the fruit is ripe to just take it and go there, right? You don't go, you don't start looking for your group, your market, when the fruit is already ripe, because then it's too late. Good evening, Ify. Oh, welcome, my dear. How are you doing? It's been a while. Nice to see you. By then it's too late. When you are going to the market, or now you are going to lay the contact to sell the ripe fruit, then it's late. So you lay the contact before, so that once you start plucking, your fruit is already going to its destinations. Here, okay, I'm going to send it here, and I'm going to send it there, and I'm going there. You don't wait for the fruits to ripe before you start doing that. Then it's too late. You will be left with what? rotten fruit at the end of the day, overripe, they get rotten, and then you're left with nothing. You'll be left with nothing. So prepare yourself for you to really harvest well. Another thing that you need to prepare yourself very well. Patience, good evening. You're welcome. Hey, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better soon by the grace of God. It is well with you. Ha. Sorry. Don't worry. Next month, October, we are going back to the normal time that you are all used to. We are going back to that normal time because then we'll be in winter time. I think around 20th of October, it will switch back to that time. So I hope it will work out better for all of us. Yeah. So anyway, we are talking about preparation, preparing yourself well so that you can reap bountifully. We are talking about the harvest. It doesn't just happen by itself. You need to prepare yourself for it. Good evening, Bisola. You are welcome. How are you and the family? You are all welcome. So you prepare yourself very well. You first, before your fruit, before your seed, work. You need to lay the contact. You need to already know where you are going to sell your fruit. Am I still on? Because I'm getting there is something wrong with my connection. I don't know. Can you still hear me or can you still see me? Okay. All right. I think it's okay now. All right. So you prepare yourself. Preparation is very important, and discipline. Meant determination. You need to have all this so that you can be fruitful, so that you can really harvest plentiful, right? Another thing that you can discipline is through discipline that the invisible dream, because dream is invisible. It's only you that see it. It's only you that can feel it. It's only you that can see it. It's only you that have an idea of it. But it is through discipline that you can bring the invisible to become visible. It is through discipline that you can give birth to that which is not yet there. To have faith is discipline. It's not about emotions. Remove emotions. I keep saying this on this platform. You need to remove emotions out of the equation. Remove emotions. When it comes to really believing in yourself and believing that this dream, this vision, this seed that I have can become something tomorrow, you need discipline. And that is what we call faith. Faith, some might disagree with me, and it's okay. Because without discipline, you cannot hold on to faith. It is through discipline you hold on to, even though what you are seeing is not that. But you have seen something. You have been revealed, something has been revealed to you about who you are. You have seen the dream, you have seen the vision, but if you don't discipline yourself to hold on and push through, you will miss it. And that holding on and that pushing through is what we call faith. Having faith in that which you have not seen, yet believing it is. That is faith. Hoping in that which you have not seen, and believing it is, and believing it will come to pass. That is faith. And so you discipline yourself to hold on, to keep pushing, to continue trying, so that you can get them. Important. You must discipline yourself in the right things. You must discipline yourself in the right things, because if you are not disciplined in the right things, unfortunately, you might miss it. So you must discipline yourself what in the right things. I'm going to off the music because I think it's giving a bit of I was trying something, but I don't think you can even hear it, can you? Let me off it. Okay. So you must discipline yourself in the right things. Um, if you don't discipline yourself in the right things, you miss it. You miss it. And if you don't put in the work, unfortunately, you also miss it, right? All right. So you have discipline for the harvest. Another thing with the harvest that is very important is what I call the season of separation. The season of separation. You'll be like, why? Why do you need to separate? Well, when you are taking the fruit, you need to separate the bad from the good, right? Otherwise, all will become bad. So, harvest time is also the season of what separation, the period of separation. Is the period that you need to separate yourself, set yourself aside, apart, so that you can be more attract, like your value will be seen more, it will attract more. You need to separate the bad from the good. They say one rotten apple can make the whole, can spoil everything. One spoiled egg can spoil everything. So during harvest time, they separate. There is a separation. This fruit is not good. You are not going to add it together with the good fruit. You separate it. It's the same thing with you. When the time comes that you need, that it's time for the harvest, you need to separate the things that do not, that don't bring glory. You separate them from whatever seed, whatever fruit that you are to bring forth. You need to separate it. So there is a period of separation. Without that, you are unfortunately setting yourself up for failure if you don't do that. Because everything, if you add everything together, the chances are that you will lose everything. Remember, when planting, you also need to be very careful with what? With the weeds. So if you don't take care of them, they will choke. The same thing with the fruits. If you don't separate the bad from the bad will spoil the good as well. The period of separation. That is also the period that it means you as an individual need to separate yourself. You need to separate yourself, go for retreat or whatsoever, do something to separate you from some certain influences to bring out that diamond that is already in you, to sharpen it more. Separation also means looking for the ones that can bring out the best in you, looking for them and, like, tagging with them, looking for them and clicking with them so that they can help you bring the best. They can help you sharpen you. Iron sharpened iron. So are we are to sharpen each other. Iron sharpened iron. The iron sharpened its kind. We Am I audible? I don't know what's going on today. But network seems to be working bad. Can you hear me, please? Right. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay. All right. I think it should be working now. It just disappeared on me. All right. So you are all welcome. All welcome. Good evening. All those joining us now, you are welcome. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Thank you so much, Bisola. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. So what I was saying about good evening, Jane. You are welcome. God bless you. How are you doing? So what I was saying about separation is that that is also the period that you need to identify who is your destiny help. Click, you align yourself and be able to be what? Fruitful. Good. Oh yes, Jane, I am fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for asking. My day has align yourself with those that are in the same field with you, that have gone ahead of you, and that can help you, that you can learn one or two things, so that you can become more effective. Now, um, the whole thing about sewing, but also the whole thing about the process is that you become effective and productive. You cannot be if you already think you know it all, and so you don't open up yourself to learn. If you don't have the teachable spirit, you can't be fruitful. If you don't break some things that can be a barrier, you cannot be fruitful. So you need to open up yourself. You yourself, you need to be honest. Okay, which areas are my weaknesses? It's not a crime to have weakness. We all have our flaws. We are not perfect, you know. Tessie Love, you are welcome. Good evening. Thank you for joining. You are welcome. God bless you. So it's very important that you recognize the fact that you are not perfect. You need to recognize the fact that this, especially the area that you are going into, one, there are people that have gone ahead of you. So it's not like inventing the here we call it inventing the warm water. There is normal water, and it's like, oh, I'm going to invent warm water. It's not like inventing the warm water, because there is already someone that have gone ahead to invent warm water, or how to make warm water. So if you want to bring your own version, learn what is already there, what has already been done, and align with to learn more, to bring my ideas. Yes, they are still your ideas, but there are things that you can learn, ethics that you can learn, how to do and how not to do something that you can learn to help you be more effective and productive. If you don't, the chances are that you are again going to lose your fruits. Why? Either you started maybe plucking them too early because you thought you have arrived, or you mingle them with the rotten ones and then you also lose them. So you need to be very, very careful. You need to be very careful and be wise as well. The separation time is also the time that, you know, you you also get to know more of yourself, about you, because it's also the time of reflection. It's the time of reflection. Yes, it's harvest time, but with harvest time normally should also come a reflective moment. A moment that you reflect from the beginning till now. What have I done? What happened? What steps did I take? And what have I learned from them? Those are the time that you reflect, so that the next time you are going to do again, because it doesn't end there. It's normally supposed to be a process to bring you more, right? That's where multiplication comes in. You have a seed now. From one seed, you have maybe, grown a lot. You are not supposed to eat all your proceeds. That's unfortunately some things that we do. We eat everything, including our investment. And then tomorrow we are looking for new ways to do something, new ways to do the same thing, finance to do the same thing. What happened to the one that you started with? You don't eat everything, you don't consume everything. You should not, it's not just one time, one day. That's why preparation is so important. So when you take some of, you have to take some of the fruits and say, this is the part, the good part. This part is for the market. This other part is for saving. This other part is to reinvest, is to re-sow. If you don't make plans for your re-sowing, then don't expect multiplication. Don't expect to multiply, because it will not work. Maybe what you are thinking is multiplication is actually maybe going back to where you started. You are supposed to multiply. That means move ahead, be more than where you started. So if you started with one seed, by the end, you must at least have four more seeds that you are going to replant with that one seed. I said four more seeds. So that means you have five seeds. One thing with us, we forget that we had an investment in the first place. And so we take everything and say, oh, that's profit. No, your investment can never be your profit. Your investment, the things it can never be your profit. So when you need to have that in mind, this is my investment, and you add to your investment to multiply. When you take out your investment, you now do what? What you have gained from that, from out of that, you reinvest. You reinvest. When you are the seed and you are giving, now that is a period where you do what? You now reinvest in yourself. Relearning, go back. What and what and what and what can I do again? How can I add to what I already know? How am I going to, improve on some certain things? Nothing is forever. Like, you should never say with one success, oh, I had this huge outcome, and so yes, it's success, it's great, it's good for that moment. That was that moment success. But please, what about tomorrow's own? What about the next tomorrow? Are you going to live on tomorrow? Today's success? Don't forget, today is already tomorrow's history. Please remember, today is tomorrow's history. So you cannot continue referring back and say, back in the days, I had success. Well, that was back in the days. How come it is not now? How come it did not multiply? How come it ended? What? Can you go back? Can you retrace and try and redo some things? Can you reinvest in yourself? We are never too old to learn. We learn as we grow. As we are growing, we are learning. And as we are learning, we are growing. That is the essence of life. When you stop learning, I'm sorry, you start dying slowly. When you stop learning, you start dying. When you are not approachable, when you are not teachable, you start dying, you start decaying. So be teachable, please. No matter what, don't think I have arrived. That arrival mentality, we need to break it, honestly. We need to break it because there is no such thing as I have arrived. Every level comes with its challenges. So the level that you go, how you plant is different, and therefore how you are also going to harvest is different. Take the time to learn, study. Okay, which level am I? Where am I going to? What is needed? What do I need? Invest in yourself. We don't do that enough. No, investing in yourself is not only going back to school, oh. It's just taking time to also study yourself well enough to know what are the things that you need to work on to be able to be fruitful for in your next level. It's just taking also the time to study your surroundings. Where am I being sent to? Where is my market? Who are my target group? Study. Study also the seed, the words. What am I to say? Study. You don't need to go back to school before you realize I've invested in myself. The time you spend, time is investment. You invest in time. The time you spend educating yourself in one thing or the other. Again, education, when we talk of education, is not only in schools and in books of schools, please. Everything we do, we are educating ourselves. Even here, we are educating ourselves. So invest in yourself so that you will be able to reap bountifully. Not only bountifully, by your fruit, the quality of your fruit, none can dispute. And that is what will attract great men. You know, when the Bible talks about your gift making room for you, bringing you before great men, it's these things. Now, in through it all, I said we have two at the beginning. Those that were not here, I said we have two major things in the stage of harvest, but it's also necessary throughout all the stages. And I started with discipline. Another very important ingredient that you need is integrity. Integrity, please. If you are known for who you are, if you are known to deliver what you promise to deliver, if you are known for a person of reputation, that make room for you. That is what will speak for you. Someone may not know you, oh, but I know his or her works. I know that this person will deliver as they have said. I know that this person is of a good reputation. Integrity. Can someone vouch for you? Can someone really vouch for you can someone refer you and not be disappointed? Integrity. When you are disciplined, remember, commitment comes with it, focus comes with it, determination comes with it. All that you add integrity to it, there is no way you are not going to succeed. There is no way your harvest is not going to be bountiful, because your gift, that will bring you before great men. Now, a lot of people don't realize that reputation can make or break. It can open door for you, it can close door for you. Even though you might not be perfect, that which you have is not perfect. But if you are a person of, that they can vouch for, a person of your word, that alone can open doors for you. You are disciplined. Oh, this person is going to, yes, it will open doors for you. One thing also that I've realized, studying great people that have this quality, what I've noticed is that even nature works in agreement with them. And that has made me understand the scripture in Romans chapter 8, verse 19 so well, that creation awaits the earnest manifestation of the sons of God. Creation is waiting for you to wake up, that they can align with you to bring the best. So they are waiting, they are earnestly waiting for you to realize, hey, this is my place. This is how I need to work. To be disciplined in it, and they align with you, because the rest is inbuilt. The rest is inbuilt in nature, remember? Once the conditions are met, every other thing just starts. Bam, 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 they fall in place. So creation already have what is inbuilt in them. They are waiting for the manifestations of the sons of God. Sons here is for you and I, daughter, it's for the sons. We are all sons of God. We are children of God. So creation is deeply awaiting for you to have this understanding that I have what it takes. I have it. Why? Jesus has already given you. He said, He has given you all things already. But we need to come to that understanding that the gift, the seed that we have, we need to work on it. It will not just manifest itself like that. So for you to be fruitful, you need to plant. There is a whole things with the planting. You need to nurture. Again, it comes with a whole lot of things that you need to take care of with the nurturing. And for the harvest, you also need to prepare for your harvest. What you prepare for is what you receive. I repeat it again. You need to prepare for your harvest. Through it all, through all the stages, the planting, you need discipline and integrity to guide you through. Because all other ones, all other values, all of them comes under these two. Discipline, integrity. Integrity will make you not to lie. Integrity will keep you away from certain people. Your discipline will keep you focused, that you separate yourself from some influences. Integrity will keep you on the right path. The same with discipline. Integrity will keep you, that no matter what, that is what drove Joseph away to prison. Integrity. He could have said, after all, who is here? Who is seeing it? But because he knew who he was, and the fear that he had for God and the respect that he had for his master, he said, no way I'm going to defile myself, and no way I'm going to bring dishonor. It's integrity and discipline. It ended him eventually in prison, but he became what? The prime minister at the end of it all. Harvest. It didn't go smoothly? No. But at the end of the day, it paid off. At the end of the day, it what paid off. Integrity. Okay, what is Bisola saying? Um, Bisola says, just like someone that mistakenly transferred 20K to me instead of 2K, I sent, wow, thank you. Exactly. God bless you for that. Not all people will do this. But this that you did, like sending back the 18K, you never know. You don't know what that person is going through and what that person now will be thinking of you. You have sown seed. You have sown seed. And later, when the harvest come, you'll be surprised. Integrity. So these two things are so important in throughout all the process, throughout all the stages, for us to be fruitful. Be disciplined, have integrity. With these two things, you automatically will, be all the other characters will actually be following you because you walk with honor. When you are disciplined and you have integrity, honor follows you. Hmm. When you are disciplined and you have integrity, you don't have to talk much. People will be doing the talking for you because that he said, by their fruits you shall know them. Do you understand? Are you I'm hoping you guys are understanding some things now. When the Bible says, by their fruits you shall know them, these are all fruits. These are all fruits. So by their fruits that they are giving, you know the type of seed they are. These are all fruits. And they'll be following you. And you don't know how people will just be, someone will be recommending you, someone will be talking by the fruits you have been displaying. If your A is A, your B is B, and they understand, they know where you stand. At least someone will say, oh, I know this person. Even if they should lie on your head, you have one or two people that will say, lie, lie. No, 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 no. This person cannot do it. This person that I know, I don't think can do that. And these things are becoming so scarce in our society nowadays. To find people that you can really vouch and stand for is becoming so scarce. And we need to bring it back. We need to train our children to deal with these values, with these characters, that they will build it up. Because that is what our Lord Jesus Christ was embodying. All these characters. He was the embodiment of them all. And as you know, we are walking in his footsteps. We call ourselves Christians, Christ-like. What is our fruits talking about us? What are they saying? How are they speaking? What's the quality of our fruits? And are we multiplying? Are we multiplying those fruits? Which fruits? Which fruits? It is well. All right. I see that our time has fast spent, 1 hour end. I always don't like to take too much of our time. So I'm going to end here. I hope we've learned, like I always say, we are not learning new things, but different ways of seeing things. And I hope we can relate to what I've just explained. Um, and I pray that God gives us the understanding that we'll be able to live according to what He has designed us to, and also show the world and the people around us. Let them see the fruits. Let them see our fruits, so that our fruit will be speaking for us. Because when we talk about harvest, you know, people are only thinking about what they will get. But like I said, you yourself, you are a seed. And so if you're a seed and you're planted, what fruits will be growing out of you? What kind of fruits? Now that is the harvest time. When you see the harvest, is the time that you also need to take to separate yourself, reflect, and ask yourself some serious questions. Am I happy with the fruits? If not, what am I going to do to get better fruits? Am I happy? If yes, what can I do to increase it more? All right. I pray that God helps us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bisola. This well, you are welcome. Oh, Linda, you are so late indeed. Good evening. How are you doing? You're welcome. I'm just about rounding up. Um, Hope to see you another time next week by His grace on time. All right. So I pray that we have a wonderful evening and also a wonderful week ahead. And we will see we will see again by the grace of God next week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Linda. God bless you. Yes. And I pray that we have a fruitful week, month, the remaining days of the year. This 2024 will end us all so well and greatly to the glory of God. All right. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Be blessed. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Okay. Bye bye. God bless.